Always a great time talking to Funky Ben Askren. He joins us via the magic of Skype. And this guy, I got to tell you, the ultimate professional. Look at this setup. Ben, what do you tape in that little room over there?
Well, I actually so this room is going to go to my house eventually, maybe like a week or two when it's done. So right now, this is like a little vestibule in my wrestling academy. I actually tape for Rudis. It's we do a wrestling podcast. I actually just knocked out 2 episodes because I'm going to be busy this week. Ariel. So we just did our episodes for this week, which, man, I love talking to you and I love talking about fighting, but I do love talking about wrestling even more.
Wow. Okay. And where can people get these podcasts?
We're on iTunes and then the Rudis website. So, yeah, I mean, if they're wrestling people, they know where to find us.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So last Thursday was fun. That was your first official UFC press conference, correct?
Yeah. I mean, they damn, you know, that was so much fun. They should probably consider like throwing one of those every week for me.
I know you killed it, my man. No press conference jitters, if you will. Let's start with before the press conference. A little bit of a run in there between you.
Can you believe Marty put this video out? I mean, this video makes him look like a dum-dum, and it was his camera person that put it out. He is like bragging about this. And listen, this is like what I can't stand about fighters. Think about this. Listen, we get you're tough. You fight in a cage. I understand that perfectly. But, I mean, he has to come up to me. You know nothing's going to happen back there, Marty. Why are you getting in my face? You know you're not going to risk your main event shot by punching me in the back hallway. Give me a freaking break. I mean, I couldn't fathom why he's trying to act so tough. And exactly what he was trying to do or get out of the situation. Because if it was intimidation, that's freaking laughable.
What did you see? Because we only saw it really from like your perspective. I couldn't see him, so it was more like from his back, in his eyes. Like, did it feel like he was about to attack you or do something? What was happening?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't gonna do nothing. You know, because listen, that's not who he is. He wants to act like he's this crazy, insane, tough guy. But look, I knew him from before. He's not like he's smart. He's reasonable. And for whatever reason, this is the persona that he wants to play, is that he's this tough, crazy guy who will fight anyone at any time. And it's just silly. It's ridiculous. No, at no point was he ever threatening me. I mean, I didn't budge, right? I sat there because it's like, what are you going to do? Like, I offered to fight you. Like, you saying, bring the same energy. I don't even know what that shenanigans means. It's like, listen, I offered to fight you. I don't know how else you want to settle this. I thought that was a fair way to settle it. So, yeah, I thought it was just all around ridiculous on his part.
Does it feel like you're under his skin with the Marty from Nebraska stuff?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the other thing. It's like, how are you going to let someone who's not even fight? I'm not even signed up to fight you, right? You're fighting Tyron. I am under your skin so bad that I say one thing. I said, am I sitting next to Marty? And he got all pissed. And then, you know, the funny thing is, like, he's not even like, Marty's not my name. Don't call me Marty. You know, it's not like it. You remember when Muhammad Ali changed his name from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali, and there was a few boxers who refused to call him Muhammad Ali. They called him Cassius Clay, and so he would say, "What's my name?"
Yeah.
And then he beat him up. It's not even like he said, "Ben, my name is not Marty. My name is Kamaru. Do not call me Marty." He's not even saying that, right? So what's he really? He's not even denying that Marty's his name. So I don't even know what he's mad about. What is this man mad about?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm so far under his skin, so far in his head, it ain't even funny.
Now, it seemed like before he got there, you were in the same vicinity, almost face-to-face as one Dana White. What was happening? Did you guys actually talk? Did you shake hands? Tell us.
Making awkward small talk.
What was the first thing? How did you break the ice?
Oh, I don't remember. It's probably, hey, what's up? I don't recall exactly. I don't exactly recall how it went right now.
Okay, was that the first time you spoke face-to-face since that meeting a couple years ago when you were a free agent?
Remember, I said that we spoke for a quick minute backstage in New York at that show, very quickly. And you know, this encounter was also pretty brief. I did talk to him after the press conference for a minute also, but yeah, nothing at length there between me and him.
What did he say after? I'm actually more curious about that. After your great performance at the press conference, did he give you props?
He wanted to make sure that I don't think he doesn't like me.
Oh.
And you know, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant, Ariel. Like, I don't care if he matches me up with the toughest guys. Like, that's what I came for. I came to compete. Give me the toughest guys you got. I'm good to go. And so, I don't know. We're never going to be best friends. And, I'm not going to hold him anything against him. But if he doesn't like me, he doesn't like me. And that's fine. I don't really care, right? It's so there's just some people in life we're not going to see eye to eye with and we're not going to like. And the notion that we all have to like each other, all get along, that's a pretty silly notion.
So let me get this straight. Dana White was concerned that you thought he didn't like you, so he wanted to clear the air to let you know that, in fact, he does like you. Is this an actual thing that happened?
He said, Ben, I do not dislike you. There's nothing here. And, okay, fine. There's nothing there. I'm good. I'm good to go.
By the way, for business, isn't it better if he keeps up the shirt?
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Well, that was actually the first thing I said here. I said, but wouldn't this be a lot more fun if we just pretended like we didn't like each other?
Yes. And what do you say to that?
I think he said, no, listen, I don't think he wants to play that game or that shit. I don't think he wants to go down that angle.
Come on, Dana. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Let's tell. Will you go show him how good a ratings Vince and Stone Cold did?
Yes, this is like the second coming. It's unbelievable for me, Ben, because you walked away, and I remember talking to you the Monday after you walked away after the Shinya Aoki fight, and it was just like there was a Facebook post, and everyone was like, all right, that's it. And now you've turned into like the hottest thing. Everyone can't get enough of you. You're stealing all the shine. How did this happen? How did this turnaround happen? Like you were content just being on the side, and now look at you.
Yeah, life is bizarre, man. Life's bizarre. I have no idea. Hey, there was one good line that Marty had, but it was also so dumb. And you know what? I got photographic evidence.
Okay.
He said something dumb like, first he tried to call me young man, and I'm like 4 years old. This is when he comes at me. I said, Marty, I sit next to Marty. Look at his skinny jeans. Come on, you can't be acting tough when you're in white skinny jeans and a scarf, brah. Get out of here.
Wait, can we just pause there before you finish that story? Your outfit was just phenomenal. You got the suit, pants, the shirt, and then the flip-flops. What's going on there?
They told me I wanted to wear jeans and a T-shirt. They told me this is my first go-around, right? They told me I couldn't wear jeans and a T-shirt. So I grabbed what I was wearing at my most recent wedding that I had to be in. And I think Dana's making fun of my clothes right now. So, next time I'm wearing jeans and a T-shirt, I'm way more comfortable like that. But I love wearing flip-flops, so that's what I'm going to do. So anyways, let's get back to Marty's one guy. He calls me young man. I'm like 4 years older than him. And he says, it's your first time being on stage. Maybe you can get everyone's autograph. That was kind of funny. Kind of funny. If it would have been even semi-true. But here's the thing about it is John Jones is younger than me. Cody Garbrandt's younger than me. Marty Usman is younger than me. And I was the star of the wrestling world when all these guys were young pups. And if you remember, there was that one really famous funky shirt I put out. It was very iconic. My friend Marcus Hain made it. It said funky. It had my afro on there looking as magnificent as it could. And I know Marty looked up to me because I found a picture of me and him, and he's wearing a funky shirt with an afro wig. I'm going to put it on my Instagram. Wow. I said, I'm going to break the news here on Ariel's show. I'm going to put it on my Instagram later. Break the news that Marty is a Funky Ben fanatic.
Wait, you have a picture of Kamaru Usman wearing your T-shirt?
And a wig and the fake afro.
No, what year is this?
Yes. Oh, this is like at least 10 years ago. I was like just after college. I mean, yeah, I'm going to post it.
When are you posting it today?
I'll post it right after I get off this interview.
This is incredible. This rivalry, if you will, continues to have layers and legs to it. It's amazing. It reminds me of Chael Sonnen because Chael did it better than anyone, where he would have like 4 feuds going on at the same time, right? Yeah. So when this fight is over, you can move on to those. You're planting seeds all over the place. But let me just ask you one question about Robbie. You faced off with the guy. You seem to like him, seem to respect him. What was the face-off like? Yeah,
he's so nice. Like, he's so hard not to. We accidentally got on the same bus going over there. Why do you guys have to make me fight him? He's so nice, he's so likable. He even like, I got on the wrong bus. He's like, "Damn, you and Tyron roasted Marty," and he was laughing about it.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't know. Robbie's a beast. He's tough. The one thing I was thinking about Robbie is that I remember, and I think I was at this fight because it was Tyron was fighting, and this was way back, I want to say 2010. And I remember Robbie got choked out by Jake Shields. And I remember thinking, damn, Robbie used to be so good. What the hell happened to him? And then obviously, 4 or 5 years post that, he went on that UFC title run. So it's like, I'm going to expect the best version of Robbie. I'm not going to expect the down version that lost to RDA or the one that got choked by Jake Shields. I'm training for the best Robbie. And that's why I think it's so silly when people say, forget about Marty, forget about this. You need to focus just on Robbie Lawler, and that's it. Like, what do you want me to have a freaking picture of Robbie Lawler and stare at him 24 hours a day? That's weird. That's bizarre. Obviously, when I'm training for Robbie Lawler. I'm training to beat Robbie Lawler, but I'm not going to obsess over the man 24 hours a day. That's just, like, weird.
Yeah, that is weird. What about John Jones? Did he say anything to you? I feel like you've talked about John in the past.
Yeah, we made friends. Obviously, I'm a DC backer, right? That's my guy. I'm going to back him the whole way. And so I've teased John a little bit, but we made good after the press conference. He actually wrestled my brother twice, way back, once in high school and once I think their freshman year of college. He wrestled my brother 2 times. And so, we kind of ran along the same paths. And so, yeah, he said, he grew up watching me wrestle and nice to meet you. We never officially met in person. So, yeah, it was good.
You made the case once again for 165, you versus Khabib. You said that you would ride his back and chant USA. For those that have been watching you for a while, shades of the Koreshkov fight. That was a fun moment. Dana kind of, put his foot down and said that's not happening. Do you believe him, or do you really still think that this is going to happen?
No. Do you believe him, Ariel? You first. Answer the question.
Do I believe him that a 165 belt isn't coming?
Yeah.
Well, if I'm being honest, if he says it's not coming, then I think it is coming.
Well, he also said women would never fight in the UFC.
That's right.
Among many other things he said. So look, let's look just from a strictly numbers perspective.
Okay.
And if you add up and I did the numbers on the UFC.com, so this is off their research. If you add up the lightweight division and the welterweight division, those 2 weight classes, I believe there's 172 competitors. Okay? So if you split that 3 separate ways, you are still going to have the 3 biggest divisions in the UFC. You know what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
And so you'd have roughly 57 competitors per division, which would be the 3 biggest divisions in the UFC. I mean, you're looking at some of these women's divisions that are they're 12 or less. And so we're talking about 3 weight classes that are going to have approximately 57 competitors. That's a big weight class. That's a lot of people in there. So, I mean, just the feasibility of it, just makes so much sense that I don't see any way that it's not going to happen.
What about Khabib saying that you have to show, that you have to show their levels here, like this isn't the minor leagues? What about that response?
I don't know. He said Olympic athletes were different the week before, so who knows?
Okay.
He's all over the place.
All right. Speaking of which, last week on the program, Ben, we spoke to Darren Till.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know if you caught the clip. I just wanted to play it for you and our audience.
I saw a text of what he said.
Okay, here's Darren Till talking about his good friend Ben Askren last week on the show. Now, what's happening between you? Can we talk about Ben Askren? Because I find that your back and forth is very entertaining, I must say. What is happening? What is the crux of the issue here?
There's no issue. Ben's a prick. I'm not. And that's it.
Okay. Is this someone that you would like to fight before you move up to 185?
Yeah, listen, yeah, of course. I'm not scared of Ben at all. I remember years ago when I was in Brazil, and my wrestling coach Tim, there it is, David. Left here. Just drive on, just keep driving. I remember when my wrestling coach Tim used to talk about Ben all the time and big him up, and so I've known about Ben for years, and Ben come to the UFC and talking to everyone, and a lot of people didn't respond. So who am I not to respond to Ben and talk some shit? The thing is, Ben doesn't know how to take me because he tries to be all intelligent, and I just talk all and he just he doesn't know how to react to that. So it is what it is, mate.
Ben doesn't know how to take me. He thinks that you're confused by him. Your response?
Well, when you're drunk and incoherent, why do I even bother? Like, that's a waste of my brain power to try to respond to that. Were you paying attention to his tweets that one night? The man was drunk and incoherent. Obviously, I'm not going to respond to that because it's like when you get to that level of low, you become just as stupid as the person you're arguing with.
Okay.
So I'm going to pass on that. The one thing I did, he called me, I think he called me a prick or an a-hole or something like that. And it's like that. that he's a very immature person. He's the kind of person that a beating like me would add some respect to his life. And there was an article, and this is where I said this dude needs to be taught a lesson. He was bragging about the fact that he had a kid in Brazil that he didn't see for a year, that was the type of sacrifice he made. It's like, that's sad. That's irresponsible. That's selfish. There's so many things that are wrong with that statement. And if you do have an illegitimate child, and if you do make that mistake, which, hey, man, it happens. It's life. Life's tough. I get it. Don't brag about that. Be embarrassed about that. You probably either hide that or apologize for the fact that that is what's happened in your life. But he was almost bragging about it. It was just really bizarre, man. Like, that kid's going to grow up without a father. That's freaking sad. You're being selfish. You're being inconsiderate. There's just so many things. So Darren needs to learn some respect. And yes, I'm not going to go back and forth with him when he's being drunk and incoherent and being very immature.
In his defense, I don't think he was bragging about the illegitimate child, as you put it. I think he was just saying that, like, right now my only focus is fighting for the belt before the Woodley fight.
Oh, okay. So if you say not bragging, if you want to say that's my focus, you're bragging about that's what your focus is, or you're saying this is my focus. Man, Ariel, that's selfish. When you decide to have sex, this is like a PSA now. I'm like the adult in the room. When you decide to have sex, having a kid is a possible byproduct of that. And if you are mature enough to make the decision to do that, then you have to take responsibility for your actions.
Fair enough.
And hey, listen, that's the action you chose, Darren. Live up to it. Man, don't make that kid suffer because you made an irresponsible decision. That's a bunch of crap.
Fair enough. Let me just quickly ask you before we let you go, is it possible, from my perspective, it seems like Colby Covington is in the doghouse, and I feel like with all the momentum that you have, I feel like you may leapfrog everyone, and we'll see what happens between the Usman Woodley fight. But if Usman wins, and I know you won't fight Tyron, your friend and former teammate at Mizzou, and I respect that, but it feels like if Kamaru wins,
Usman ain't winning.
Okay.
Just stop.
Okay, so what happens?
Yeah.
What do you do from there at that point?
I'm going to go to London, and I'm going to freaking back Till or Masvidal into a corner, and whoever wins, that's who I'm fighting.
Okay, so that's the plan. Beat him March 2nd, and then go to London 2 weeks later.
Correct.
Funky Ben Askren, just on fire. So in a matter of moments on Twitter. Now, when you post this on Twitter, because your tweets these days,
I was going to go to Instagram. I'll post it both places.
Can you say as previously referenced on the Helwani show? I mean, I need the funky rub. You see what I'm saying?
How do I say as previously referenced?
I mean, you could write that in the description.
Okay, I'll say as promised.
Yes.
On. At Ariel, I can probably tag you.
Yeah. You could do that. That's fine. That works.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, this was fun, Ariel. I appreciate it.
It's always fun, Ben. Great stuff as always. We'll talk to you soon. Good luck in the next few weeks preparing for the fight.
Got it.